Hello everyone! How are you? I hope you are all okay because we are going to learn another lesson for today. And that lesson is the elements of poetry. Before we start, here are the questions that we need to answer. What is a poetry? And what are the elements of a poetry? Let's start. Do you still remember when you were a kid, you used to sing nursery rhymes? Can you still remember your favorite nursery rhyme? Share it with us. Whenever you sing or listen to a nursery rhyme, you are actually singing or listening to a poetry. But what is a poetry? Poetry is a Greek word that means to make or to create. It is the use of words and language to evoke a writer's feeling and thoughts. A person who writes poetry is called poet. When we are writing a poetry, we are actually making a poem, which basically means that a poem is the final product of writing poetry. Whenever we write a poem, we are usually expressing our emotions and feelings like love, happiness, loneliness, or depression. Always remember that a poem is composed of lines and stanzas. Let's look at the first part of this famous nursery rhyme. Let us all read together. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Up above, the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Line is a group of words arranged into a row. In our example, this one is a line because this is a group of words arranged into a row. This one is also a line, the same with this one. So in this part, we have 6 lines. This grouping of lines is called stanza. Stanzas are separated by line space. Let's take a look at this. This one is a group of lines. This is our first stanza. And this is our second stanza. They are separated by a line space. Now, let us proceed to the elements of a poetry. We have 5 elements of poetry. These are the point of view, tone and mood, sound devices, imagery, and theme. Let us start by discussing point of view. Point of view refers to who is telling or is speaking in the poem. A poem can be told in 3 ways. The first person point of view, the second person point of view, and the third person point of view. First person point of view is when the speaker in the poem is telling about himself or herself. It involves the use of either of these words, I, we, or me. Here is an example. These lines are from The Sun Also Rises of Hemingway's. I could picture it. I have a habit of imagining the conversations between my friends. The word I tells that the speaker is the character in the text, or the speaker in the poem talks about herself. Let us proceed to the second person point of view. Second person point of view is when the speaker in the poem is talking to the reader. Here is an example. These lines are from Oh, the Places You'll Go of Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. What word suggests that these lines is in second person point of view? It is the use of the word you. If you see the word you, then the poem is told in the second person point of view. Let us proceed to the third person point of view. The third person point of view is when the speaker in the poem is talking about someone else. This point of view uses the words like he, she, it, or they. For example, they are so happy bringing back the memory. They love doing that thing because for them it means everything. The use of the word they indicates that the poem is in the third person point of view. Let us proceed to the second element of poetry, the tone and mood. Tone refers to the feelings of the author while writing the poem. Mood refers to the feelings that you are going to have while reading the poem. Always remember, tone refers to the author's feelings, while mood refers to the reader's feelings. The third element of poetry is the sound devices. It is the element of poetry that is used to create certain sounds and musical effects. The most common sound device that poets use is the rhyme. Rhyme is a repetition of similar sounds in the final syllable of two or more words. This is seen at the last words of each line in a poem. Let us go back to our example a while ago. Let's take a look at this. The words star and are rhyming words. The same with high and sky. We also have gone and upon. And the last one is the light and night. These are rhyming words. Let us proceed to the fourth element of poetry, the imagery. Imagery is the use of descriptive language to represent an object, actions, and ideas in such a way that it appeals to our physical senses. When we say physical senses, we all know that we have 5 senses. These are the sense of touch, smell, taste, sight, and hearing. Here are some examples. For the sense of sight, the tiny red ant climbed up the broken twig. The words red and tiny are some examples of adjective that appeals to our sense of sight. We also have the sense of smell. The sweet smell of freshly baked apple pie filled the air. The word sweet smell appeals to our sense of smelling. For the sense of taste, we have this sentence. One bite of the sour lemon caused my lips to pucker. The word sour appeals to our sense of taste. For the sense of hearing, we have this word. The buzzing sound filled the air. The word buzzing appeals to our sense of hearing. And for the last one, we have the sense of touch. Here is an example. The mud felt slimy and cold between my toes. The words slimy and cold appeals to our sense of touch. Finally, we have theme as the last element of poetry. Theme is the overall message that the poet wants to convey. Let's take this Bible lesson poem as our example. This poem is entitled, I Am Honest. Let us all read. I have truthful words and ways, careful with the things I say. God can hear me when I speak. He sees me from my head to feet. Please don't lie. Please don't test. I am honest. It's the best. What do you think is the message of the author? That's right. The message here is for us not to tell a lie, or it tells us to be honest. Those are the 5 elements of poetry. Let us recall. The 5 elements of poetry are the point of view, the tone and mood, the sound devices, imagery, And the last one is the theme. For your activity, listen to the poem Good Night Song and then answer the given questions on your worksheets. Here is the poem. Good Night Song by Laura Richards. Good night, sun, go to bed. Take your crown from your shining head. Now put on your gray nightcap and shut your eyes for a good long nap. Good night, sky, bright and blue. Not a wink of sleep for you. You must watch us all the night with your twinkling eyes so bright. Good night, flowers, now close up every swinging bell and cup. Take your sleeping draught of dew, pleasant dreams to all of you. Good night, birds that sweetly sing, little head knit, little wing. Every leaf upon the tree soft shall sing your lullaby. Last to you, little child, sleep is coming, soft and mild. Now sleep shuts your blue eyes bright. Little child dear, good night.